so you can actually see what you can go ahead. You already here. I don't got no problem striking you with this slide, man. I ain't got no problem with it. What you say? That's what happened. You mess with them albinos, huh? That's what happened. I can care less. I'm just saying that's what happened. You don't want to say you was albino. That was funny. She said when I was talking about that day about y'all were fighting with them head wrap. Oh, that was last week or the week before. She said she was in the house fighting them head wrap too. Say it was an everyday struggle. How long it took you to get it on your head? I feel sorry for your watcher. I'm gonna tear you up, man. It's gonna probably 1,000 stitches. God! It's all right though. I think yours got bigger. Yours bigger than mine.
No, cuz.
Boy, I pulled this picture that's on my phone right now. I'm telling you now, you might say it again. She ain't got no head wrap on either. I'm telling you.
Cuz. I don't know about her little business. She got help. That's the only reason. And when you had them dreads, boy, woo, woo.
Couldn't see it. Only when they were braided.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Mine was on late, man. That's like, that nigga was like mad when she seen my locks were gone. Them things got to go. No, we don't mess with them things, man. I remember I having a conversation. I was in the street, man. These dudes was, I don't know what Hebrew they was with, but when they got finished, Cuz pulled out his pulse and went to smoking. I said, bro, you really? I said, you got finished. You waited till everybody left to whip out your square. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, and his first response was, well, why you got locks in your head? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give these niggas no reason to say nothing. Because it's funny that you'll see niggas who don't believe in the New Testament, then you got locks and they be like, well, don't, and you believe in it. Well, if you believe in it, why I say it's a shame like this? You don't want to give these niggas room to say nothing, because they will. Just like how you told me yesterday, them niggas, oh, why you wear polo? Because I like it, nigga. That's why I wear it. It ain't no sin. It ain't nothing in the book say don't wear a polo shirt. But he do tell me don't wear no idol God. So I'm going to come back and ask you, why you got them Nikes on? But you tell me don't mess with JC because he an idol God, but you got idols on your feet. You know what I'm saying? So we can't give these people room to say nothing. Because when you come through talking about we live a straight, narrow path, you know what I'm talking about? We talking about walking the road to perfection, being free from sin and all that type of stuff. Like I was telling you last night, they be looking. You know what I'm saying? Soon as you open your mouth and you tell somebody that it is possible for you to walk in this flesh and not commit sin, they are going to be looking. And they're going to be looking for any single solitary thing they can find. I wouldn't care what it was. That's how I have it to you. Leviticus 26. Lee didn't even see that coming. The nigga shook like she was gonna have a heart attack. That's how I have it to you. Said little mother said, just because your brother coming don't mean I can't whoop you. I might be tired, I ain't that tired. 26 and 10, one more again. We're going to go in this a little bit more in depth. And you shall eat old store, and bring forth the old because of the new. And I will set my tabernacle amongst you, and my soul shall not abhor you, and I will walk among you, and will be your God, and you shall be my people. I am Yah your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that you should not be their bondman. I've broken the bands of your yoke, and made you go upright. Now, we talked about last night how when he said he will walk up and down in you, like literally him dwelling in you. But how would you think we looked at on the natural level? Because remember, we looked at Emmanuel, and what Emmanuel means? God is with us. Now, he just said that I will be your God, and I will walk amongst you. So did God walk amongst you? Well, let's look and see in Hebrew, Matthew chapter 4. Pardon. Matthew chapter 4. You know, I done seen, but you know, I'm just sitting back thinking about that, because I know his middle name is Emmanuel. You know, I got about 2 niggas on my page who named their son Messiah. Them niggas had to be smoking drugs. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't dare name my son that. Even for the word, I wouldn't name him that. Like, I can't even call you that. Like, what's your son? His name Messiah. So what his name is? I'm going to just call him Little Man. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jit? Call that nigga no Messiah. I got a Messiah, and he ain't it. I said, what's going on, Jit? You all right? Better get your son. He done pooped on himself. 4 and 13, 4 and 12. You still hold Leviticus 26. It says, now when Yahshua had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the seacoast in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up. From that time Yahshua began to preach and to say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And Yahshua walking by the sea of Galilee saw two brethren, Simon called Peter and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, and they were fishers. And he said unto them, follow me, I will make you fishers of men. And straightway left their nets and followed him. So now we sit back looking at, is he not walking amongst them? Now I'm going to ask y'all a question, see who remembers. Why did he come to tell Peter? Why would Peter have to be a fisherman? And why would he tell him that he would be a fisher of men? Does anybody remember where that would be at? Because it's written somewhere. It ain't in there for no reason. Peter wasn't a fisherman for no reason. You know, I had a dude the other day trying to tell me the Lord was gay when it said he took off his garments and girded himself with a towel and washed the disciples' feet. Talking about why was he washing these men's feet naked? I said only a sweet booty nigga would think another grown man would be washing another man's feet naked. Only a nigga who got visions of boys himself would even it into his mind. That nigga had to be naked, washing feet. So you'd have been that nigga while he washing your feet, you trying to get you a glance. You was a swag watcher. You know what I'm saying? Oh, for real. Why? Many times as I done read that, it never entered in my mind that this man would be butt naked. Not one time. Like, it ain't even crossed my... It's only one time in the book it mentions somebody being butt naked in the New Testament. You know who that was? You know who that was?
Because I was in the...
Huh?
Because I was in that tree that he told to get on.
No, but Peter was. Peter was laying on the boat butt naked.
Oh, yeah.
He had to put a fisherman coat on. Now when he did rampage, I'm talking about, it say Peter was on the boat. That's how you know he was black. We out here fishing this hot. Ain't nobody around there. He just like this here. I'm just finna lay around the corner naked. Because he had to be a maker. When somebody said the Lord out there, he jumped up, put his clothes on. So that means wasn't nobody over there with him looking at him while he was naked. You know what I'm talking about? Man, you got to remember that's a different culture and the thought process how we thought, nigga, ain't nobody over here. Y'all on the right side of the boat. I'm over here on this side of the boat. I'm hot. I'm finna just lay out here. We ain't catch no fish. They say, boy, the Lord come. Let me get my coat then. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. That's how niggas think. Let's look at Jeremiah 16:6. That's how niggas think. I just don't know wrong was wrong. And nigga was going hard to try to prove the man was naked. Nigga was trying to go hard to prove he was naked. That's the part killed me. So more, somebody told me, see, you got to look at know the definition of garment. See, he had, I wouldn't care what it was. I ain't got to go through all that there. Man, I know that man wasn't naked. Dude ended up taking it down because somebody proved him wrong. You know what I'm saying? But man, I ain't going through all that. He said, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yah, and they shall fish them. And afterwards I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. For my eyes are upon all their ways, they are not hid from my face, neither is iniquity hid from my eyes. So he said, I got to see. He said, I'm going to make you a fisher of men. He said, you got to go fish them out. And you know what happens when you go fishing? You know what you got to have? I ain't good at it. I don't have it. You know what you got to have when you go fishing?
Got to have some bait.
Not just with bait. You know the word bait, but I'm talking about to be good at it. You got to have some skill. You know what I'm saying? That means it takes skill to fish men. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I was telling y'all last night. Just because you hear some people talking about the word don't mean you jump in that conversation. That's not skill. You know what I'm saying? I done been in the gym and heard dudes talking about the word and they don't know nothing whatsoever what they talking about, and I don't say a word. You know what I'm saying? Because if I jump in, they already gonna be like, they know who I am. The two dudes who tell me, they see me in there all the time. They speak to me every time I come in the door. But if I jump in their conversation and say, no, brother, that's wrong. However that opening approach is, if you come too hard, they not gonna like it. Then on top of that, I'm trying to lift. This conversation is gonna end up springing, and it's gonna take a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because you got dudes that come in the gym, they don't come to lift, they come to talk. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand niggas like that. You wanna sit here and talk to me for 20, 30 minutes, bro. I could have got 5 sets in. All the time you want to talk. You know what I'm saying? But you got to sit back and you got to have skill. You got to know how to approach people. It's a technique to it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they just hear stuff, I want to go. Oh, let me tell you about this, brother. See, that's wrong what you talking about. As soon as you come in and tell them that's wrong what you talking about, they don't want to hear it. You would actually have to let somebody, see, this is how a lot of times the Lord will get you in the conversation. You'll be walking past and somebody be like, excuse me, brother, let me ask your opinion. Now you can get it in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, somebody in the pit, man, what y'all outside at a park? Good God. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'll give you an example. When I was at Big D House, man, I was sitting on the steps reading Apocrypha, and a dude was standing in front of me. And I hear in my head, warning. And I'm like, Lord, how am I warning? I ain't even talking to him. He was like, warning. I say, how am I going to do that? I'm trying to think in my mind how I'm going to do it. And all of a sudden, cuz just turned around and said, what that is you read? Oh, there it is. There it is. You know what I'm saying? You just can't get up and just start having a conversation with people like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the likelihood of them receiving it is going to be small. See, come over here to Matthew chapter 10.
Go to your mom. You don't want to mess with me all this time.
10.
No.
Listen, what is your major malfunction? Let's see Matthew 10 what I want. Matthew 10 about verse 5. Might have to come back around here. You come back around here about Matthew. He says, then the 12 Yahshua sent forth and commanded them, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out devils, freely you receive, freely give. Provide neither gold, nor silver, nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet stays, for the workman is worthy of his meat. And in whatsoever city or town you shall enter, inquire who is worthy, and there abide, till you go thence. And when you come into a house, salute it. If the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. If it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Truly I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah the day of judgment than for that city. That's what y'all had to sit back and realize. He said, if they don't want to hear it, leave them alone. Y'all know, how many of y'all gonna be honest and say you done repeatedly came at people over and over and over again about it to try to get them to do it? You know what I'm saying? I ain't never did that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna do that. Because if you gonna do it, you gonna do it. I'm not finna, look, you wanna go to, stay like that. Now I know some of y'all done seen them videos of them clown niggas who call themselves dusting their feet off on people, embarrassing themselves. Come on over here to Titus chapter 3 though. I'm gonna be dead honest with you, tell you something. You actually are doing more harm than good when you constantly berating somebody to get them to do what you doing. You thinking you helping or you actually concerned. But I'm gonna be honest with you, you really had selfish motivation in doing that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about the person, it was about you. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to make yourself feel good or whatever the case may be, or say I won somebody, this, that, and the other, because you really be pushing people away with that. I done told y'all before, man, nobody want to hear what you're talking about, they want to see what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They want to see what you're talking about. They want to actually see a change in your behavior. They don't want to hear you talking to them all day long about that. Verse 9 of verse 8, matter of fact, of Titus chapter 3. This is a faithful saying, and these things I will that thou affirm constantly, that they which have believed in God might be careful to maintain good works. These things are good and profitable unto men. That's what y'all need. You heard this man say? This is a faithful saying. You know what it means to affirm? That's another word they say swear, basically to confirm. He said you need to affirm that constantly. If you want to please the man, how about you do good works? Good works ain't just, oh, I'm going to go feed the poor. Good works are things that are acceptable before God's eyesight. You know what I'm saying? Things that are beneficial of faith, joy, peace, love. Anything that y'all deems to be righteous. Just like they said, y'all know this verse right here? You know, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. How many of y'all have heard that before? Y'all ever heard what the rest of the verse say? Because there's more to that verse than just that part right there. Y'all know what the rest of the verse say? Ain't that something? Nigga only tell you half the verse. The rest of the verse say, and every tongue that rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn, and their righteousness is of me. Saith Yah. So when he was talking about that, it wasn't talking about that stuff, these old silly women, because it mainly be women be the first ones shoot it out their mouth. That ain't even talking about that. That was talking about all that stuff that they was finna get ready to come, every weapon of temptation they were coming at the man with. Everything they were going to size him with. Every time they were trying to catch him up in his speech. Every time they were trying to bring somebody for him to heal on the Sabbath day, to have a means to accuse him. He said none of that stuff going to prosper. And every time they open their mouth, you're going to open your mouth with the word and they're going to be condemned. You know, we went over that before. Any of y'all remember that? You remember? So we went over that before. We won't go over it in detail today. Maybe later on down the line and bring it to your remembrance. But we done went over that before. How many times did they come to this man asking him a question, he condemned him? You know what I'm saying? How many times did they come and size him and he condemned them? How many of y'all ever been told you can't be righteous? Or they use this line right here. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. We went over that not too recently. Y'all remember that? You remember that? We remember now, what's God's righteousness, right? It's his son, right? You know them rags ain't filthy. He said, the key word in that verse in Isaiah is, your righteousness is as filthy rags. Yours. Matter of fact, let's just go look at it. Let me finish this verse first. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll look at that though. But let me finish. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they unprofitable and vain. That's why I dust your feet off on. That's where you got to have some skill. What am I going to sit here arguing with you for? What gain or profit is that going to benefit anybody in here? If a nigga come in here and he want to argue. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you, you know what, sir? You can go. Or I will walk off from you. I have no problem walking away from you and letting you stand there and talk to yourself. Because I'm not finna argue with you about the word. I don't have no time for it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done been on the phone while I've been on there with niggas like this here. And I'd be like, shoot, I'm straight, bro. How many of y'all remember that time we was on the phone with that dude and he told us he was sent by the Messiah, but yet he liked to go in his bathroom with his lotion? Any of y'all remember that? I was on the phone with a dude, say he a teacher. That nigga say, yeah, I'm sent by the Lord. Yeah, I masturbate. I say, you masturbate? He said, yes. He said, you don't look at a woman in lust? I say, come on, bro. You been dealing with the word this long, you ain't got control of yourself. I say, boy, if you feel yourself lusting that bad, I say, brother, you know all you got to do is just do this here. Just don't look. You know what I'm saying? Because nigga, man, unless you gay, and you know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, you see a woman, more than likely, you might be like, shoot, boy, she looking all right. So now if it get to past the point that you feel like she look good. Because before you can actually talk to somebody, to actually try to court them, to marry them, you're going to have to look at them and see she look good. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a retard. They nigga act like, come on, man. There is have some certain sense now. But now when they get past her, boy, she sure look good. Now that level start to creep. Now you got a problem. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to look away. Like all these niggas you talking about, I seen a nigga today talking about these girls got sundresses on. You ain't supposed to wear no drawers with sundresses on. See, that's a nigga got a problem. That's a nigga got a problem. I'm just saying though. But he wasn't in the word though. You know what I'm saying? When you in the world, you might be like, yeah, boy, I like to see him with sundresses on, their booty go to clapping. You get in the word, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to look at that right now. Especially if you know you ain't that strong. You know what I'm talking about? That'd be like a nigga who like women going to the strip club in the world. I ain't gonna be tempted. Ain't nothing but butt naked women in here. What you think you gonna do? 20 minutes you gonna be like this here, so what you trying to do? You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, if you was a real nigga, you gonna try to talk to it without putting some money down first. But you got the money in your back pocket just in case. But you like to say, so what you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? What you trying to do? But that's the same thing. That's what happened though. That's no different than you smoke weed. You used to smoke weed, you trying to stop, and you go around there to your home, well, how do you know everybody in there smoking weed? Soon as you walk in the door, it hits you in the face, and you like this here, I can handle it. No, you're not going to handle it. First time a nigga be like this here, bro, you want this joint? I'm trying to quit smoking. It went from I don't smoke to I'm trying to quit. You know what I'm saying? To the next thing you know, like this here, oh, I got the cotton now, you got some water? I'm talking about, I'm using on certain stuff that I know y'all done went and done. You know what I'm talking about? You can't play with yourself like that. That nigga literally told me, I'm a servant of the Lord. I see no problem with playing with my penis. I said, you do know you sick. You sick. You sick. You know what I'm saying? That mean to tell me, so now all I'm thinking to myself is, did you do that before you got on the phone and called yourself refuting what I'm talking about this word? Did you just do that? Did you hand your phone to another nigga after you did that? He has no idea. Nigga say you got bodily fluid everywhere. That's a nasty nigga. I'm just telling you now. But you heard the key thing he said now? A man that is a heretic, reject. He said a man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition reject, knowing that he that is such is subverted in sin, being condemned of himself. Why would you sit back and argue with somebody if the man telling you he already condemned? Did the Lord just tell him that? He said, you dust your feet off on them if they don't want to receive you. It's better for Sodom and Gomorrah the day of judgment than for them, because Sodom and Gomorrah rejected the counsel. You know what I'm saying? You know who didn't reject counsel? When Jonah came through Nineveh, he told the man, all you niggas gonna die. Then they said, boy, you don't even feed the animals. You hear me? You don't even feed animals. Don't nobody eat. No cattle, no oxen, nothing. Nobody eat. You know what I'm saying? They didn't reject the counsel. They sat back and looked at something. Boy, this God, the servant of the living God, just came and told us, God said, we got such and such time. I'm going to kill everybody. They said, well, we got to tighten this up. You know what I'm saying? We going and the king said, everybody. Everybody. Even told the animal, he said, don't even feed the animals. That's how serious it was. That's how serious it was. You know what I'm saying? His first day of atonement, that's what he did. The dog had to fast. Even Leah fasted. I tell you, the babies ain't even got to fast. Even Leah fasted. And took it better than most grown people. I seen them grown niggas, oh, it's the day of atonement, I'm so hungry. You nasty bastard, you might as well went to a buffet then. If you're going to openly complain about fasting that you're supposed to be doing for you might as well go eat. You know what I'm saying? Because your fast is for absolutely no reason. You know what I'm saying? You might as well just win it. If you got to give me a blow on how hard it is for you to fast, you didn't do this for the Lord. You didn't do this for the Lord. And Leah at the time was like 9 months. If a 9-month-old baby could take a fast, she didn't cry. She didn't whine. She just sat there lethargic though. You know what I'm saying? When she got some food though, she energy backed up. She was a little lethargic though. She didn't want to be held and she just was sweating. You know what I'm talking about? But she took it though. You said, we know we can't do that now though. Definitely can't do it with Lizzie. Lizzie's not happening. Isaiah 64. Lizzie ain't happening. Lizzie is not happening. All that talking about. This still going back to what he talking about, because we're going to look at that, how he say he broke the bonds and made you go upright. We still going to look at that because it actually go together. Because you know in Luke chapter 13, that's another place we're not going to read it. Remember what he told them? They say, man, Herod going to kill you. He say, man, tell that fox, man, I work. And on the second and third day, I'll be perfect and I'll walk through the land. I will walk through the land. So that means he set his tabernacle right there in the midst of the people. And he walked through the land and he was going to be your God. Ain't no way in the world why them nigga kill me. Oh, Isaiah 7, Emmanuel, that's not about Yahshua, that's not about JC, that's about the daughter, the baby, that whoever that was, I can't remember on top of my head, that the king had. Nigga, you got to be the dumbest nigga in captivity. You know what I'm saying? When it said clearly, you know what it said that baby would be? It would be for a sign. And what did Paul say Jews look for, gentlemen? What did Paul say Jews look for? A sign. So that's what that's telling us then. Whatever that sign is, that means it's really about the Son. Because when he came, what the first thing that people said? What is a sign that you will show us that you do these things? What is the sign that you're going to show to prove that you are who you say you are? That's the first thing they look for. Isaiah 64 and 5. Thou meet him that rejoice and work righteousness. Those that remember thee in thy ways, behold, thou art wroth, for we have sinned, and those is continuance, and we shall be saved. For we are as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away. There is none that call upon thy name, that stir up himself to take hold of thee, for thou hast hid thy face from us, and hast consumed us because of our iniquities. But now, O Yah, thou art our Father, we are the clay, and thou art potter, and we are all the work of thine hand. We're going to look at all these things, because I had it in my mind to talk about some of the things that's in here. You heard how he said we are as filthy rags. Do anybody remember what we looked at in the book of Job to validate this? I know it was a while ago. I think it's about Job 14. Verse 10 comes to my mind. It might be verse 2, actually. Don't nobody remember? Let's look and see. It's actually verse 4 that I want. And it says, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Now, Isaiah just said that we are as an unclean thing, and our righteousness are as filthy rags. So if we as an unclean thing, and our righteousness is as filthy rags, that means there's no way possible we could be saved then, because our God is a God of cleanliness. Ain't nothing about him defiled or unclean. You can't even come into the tabernacle unclean.
That was Job what?
14 and 4. You can't even come into the tabernacle unclean. You know, if you came into the house of the Lord defiled, that you supposed to die? Do you not know the high priest can't even go into the inner sanctum unclean? If he go in there, he should be killed. Y'all do know that, right? You know that? Leviticus chapter 21.
I know he had to go in there. I didn't know the penalty was death, though.
Oh, yeah. You want that.
You said Leviticus, what?
21. Verse 1. Yah said unto Moses, speak unto the priests of the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, but for his kin that is near unto him, that is, for his mother, or for his father, for his son, or for his daughter, or for his brother, and for his sister, a virgin that is nigh unto him, which have no husband, for her he may be defiled. But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. We actually look at something else. I got to remember this ain't the spot that I want. It might be the chapter over. Now this man just sat back and said that he can't, the chief man of the people cannot defile himself for anyone. You know what that would mean? Any of y'all know what that would mean? That means he'd have to stay clean. That means he would have to stay clean, because it just said who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing. Let's go to Romans chapter 7 again. That's one of the reasons why the temple was tore down when you look at 2 Chronicles chapter 7. He said, if you defile this place, I'm going to burn it with fire. Matter of fact, let's look at that. 2 Chronicles chapter 7. Matter of fact, let's look at that. We went over this probably about 1 or 2 years ago. I guess we got to look at it again. I remember when we dealt with this. I guess we're going to have to do it. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 18. Actually about verse 19. Remember he said he'll set his tabernacle in the midst of you. But if you turn away and forsake my statutes and my commandments which I have set before you, and shall go and serve other gods and worship them, then will I pluck them up by the roots out of my land which I have given them, and this house which I have sanctified for my name. I will cast it out of my sight, and will make it a byword and a proverb. I make it be a proverb and a byword among all nations. And this house which is high, shall be an astonishment to everyone that passed by it, So he shall say, why have y'all done this unto this land and unto this house? Hold on now. Look what he said. Why would he say in this house which is high shall be in astonishment when he said, I'll set my tabernacle amongst you and I'll be your God and you'll be my people? He said this tabernacle which is high shall be in astonishment. What you think that was doing?
What was on the cross?
When he was on the tree. Let's look at it in Matthew 27. We'll look at John chapter 2 just to back that up too, that he the house. Just in case somebody be like, that didn't talk about him. Why would he say his house that is high when the house wasn't high? Was the house up on high? I ain't think so. Matthew chapter 27, about verse 38. Matter of fact, make it 35. She said, somebody give me some food, please. Hold on, y'all. It just dropped off. The call just dropped off. So, Matthew 27:35. And they crucified him and parted his garment, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. And sitting down, they watched him there, and set up over his head his accusation written, this is Yahshua, King of the Jews. Then there were two thieves crucified with him on the right hand and another on the left. And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, thou destroy the temple and build it in 3 days. Save thyself if thou be the Son of God. Come down from the cross. Likewise also the chief priests mocking him with the scribes and elders said, he saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. And the thieves which crucified him with the same cast the same in his teeth. And then you know when the earthquake came, the centurion said he was amazed, wasn't he? Say, truly this is the Son of God. So what you think that mean, a byword in the prophet? They were mocking the man. You think that was really about the house, people walking past talking about being astonished? Look at John chapter 2 so y'all can know he the house, so can't nobody tell you different. Then I'm going to ask you, do you remember what prophet? I asked y'all this not too long ago, but I'm going to ask you to see if you remember again. John 2 and 18. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, what sign show thou us, seeing that thou do these things? Yahshua answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building, wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? But he spake of the temple of his body. And you know what that went to? What we looked at in Jeremiah chapter 7. Then in Jeremiah chapter 7, he told you what the temple of Yah was. Anybody remember some of the things in Jeremiah 7 he told you the temple of Yah was? Well, let's look at this. Michael, where my money at? Where's my money? Make a fool of me. Make a fool of me. Carry on. Go around the corner. Get down. Dip. Vamoose. Go somewhere.
So you got money for fake mustaches?
No, you got money for fake mustaches. Where's my money, bro? Where's this? Some real good OJ. Bah! Verse 4. Matter of fact, look at 3 one more time. Thus saith Yah of hosts, the God of Israel, amend your ways and your doings. I will cause you to dwell in this place. Trust ye not in lying words. The temple of Yah are these. The temple of Yah. The temple of Yah. The temple of Yah are these. For if you thoroughly amend your ways and doing, if you thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor, if you oppress not the stranger, the fatherless and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt. So let's look at Ephesians chapter 4 and about verse 18. Let's see if this man taught you to amend your ways. Let's see if he oppressed the stranger. Because you know you got a lot of Israelites, they love to oppress the stranger.
Which one you say go to now?
Ephesians 4:18. What, you alright?
What that last one was?
Jeremiah 7. Moving too fast or you listening too slow?
Both. 72.
7.
In Ephesians 4:18.
Yep.
I don't know what, man, I'm trying to flip back to the content.
Hey, well, leave you alone. On the spare time. This ain't your time right now. It's your spare time.
I don't know Somali.
Yeah, whatever. I hear you talking. Just step the game up, player.
And they say you gotta elevate your game, son. And they say you wouldn't talk like that. He said you wouldn't talk to him like that if it was a Wednesday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No matter what day it is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay then.
Question love.
That was really weird.
I don't know what that was.
I don't either.
And then look.
I thought he was finna make in that song, a particular song, but he never hit the rhythm or the note.
Yeah, for one, I can't hit the note.
I'm talking about, I mean, everybody know the song you were trying to do, but you wouldn't even know where close.
I mean, it was going on too long, so I had to cut it short.
Yeah, obviously.
The joke can't go too long.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. It died before it even started. I'm talking about. I had to go get the, what you call the things, that was the other thing, the AED. We had to go get that right there. Say, if that didn't work,
Ain't that funny?
we gotta go get the defibrillator.
I'm quick for a little choker, ain't that funny?
You know what I'm saying? They gonna be ready. Clear! The crazy because when you get that AED and you hit the little button, that nigga.
Alright, now, yeah, move past it now. Ephesians 5.
Wrong chapter. Ephesians 4. 18. Mad at me because your joke died on the ride. It happens every now and then.
Went down on the well.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you throw some out there, you know what I'm saying? What do you say? You know, anybody feeling that? You ever seen that there on when they be on Family Guy talking about, you feeling these jokes? Does that do anything for you?
Hey, he's trying hard. You gotta throw him out there.
You just gotta throw them out there, man. Just see how it works, man. Just touch the water. He say, having understanding, the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart. While being past feeling have given themselves over to under lasciviousness to work all uncleanliness with greediness. But you have not so learned the Messiah. You haven't been taught. He didn't teach you that. Remember we just read last night and on Wednesday? Because he's trying to reiterate that fact. If we seeking to be justified by the faith in the Messiah and we are found sinners, is the Messiah the teacher of sin? God said no. That's what we had to, this is what will separate us from Christians. And I'm not just talking about niggas who worship on Sunday either. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of niggas who worship the day they Christian. I know at least 2 congregations that call themselves Christians proudly. They'll teach that they Israelites and they'll teach all of that, but they will proudly tell you they're Christian. Are we Christians? If somebody was to say you was a Christian, how would you feel about that? I myself would be offended. I may not say nothing to you about it. I would be offended. Because you know what you telling me when you say I'm a Christian?
Hypocrite.
You telling me I'm a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? You telling me I say one thing and do another. I tell you to love my God, but I don't love him. I tell you to respect my God, and I don't respect him. Do not think that's mutually exclusive to people that get up every Sunday morning. Because there's some niggas got up today, they put their outfit with their fringes on, they put their long robes on, they put their mitres on, they put all that on, and live like Christians. They just gather on the Sabbath and don't eat swine. You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference. That's the only difference between them. Don't you notice most of those who like that, that's all they ever talk about is don't eat shrimp and swine and keep the Sabbath and keep the feast. They don't talk about nothing else. They say you ain't got nothing else to talk about other than you brothers need to stop eating that pork. Man, if a nigga ain't stop eating pork after all this time, they ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? You know how simplistic that is? To be talking for days on end about eating pork chops? About ridiculing Sunday people for keeping the wrong Sabbath every week. Nigga, if they still going, your post ain't helping. They not gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Every year Christmas come around, these niggas post 1,001 videos, 1,000, and guess what? They still going shopping, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna be like this here. I can't think of no Christmas carol, but they gonna be singing them. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be around here talking about you better leave some milk out for some milk and cookies for Santa. Only people don't believe that is nigga. I remember my mama told me that. I said, Mom, how Santa gonna get in here? He gonna come through the chimney. We ain't got them. I'm gonna leave the front door open. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 8 years old. I know you ain't finna leave the front door open. Then I called her like this one here. Why Santa's signature same as yours? You know what I'm saying? He will run my eye like that. She get mad at me for telling little Buffett ain't no Santa. Don't tell her that. Don't be lying to her.
He'll wake up, you in there eating the cookies. Feet on the couch. Mom, you for Santa. Ain't no Santa. You
know what I'm saying? I'm real though. I am on dead real. Because the myth say he coming through the chimney. I said, Mom, we ain't got no chimney.
How you gonna get in?
So how you gonna get in here? And then they say, he gonna, come, I'm gonna leave the front door. Oh, I know you like.
Well, that's the kind of you get mad at, boy.
I'm from Duval County. I know you ain't leaving the door. I know you ain't finna leave the door. Nigga, I won't leave the door. And I'm 8 years old. I had to tell Mom about that. You don't live in the country no more. You better lock doors around here. I'm telling you, because this is what niggas like to do now. This is what niggas in this city like to do and niggas in the city. They will walk by your door and just turn the knob just to see. Niggas just hope they hit it. Oh, it's open.
They hit one of these. Right in.
Yeah, guess what? And that's how a couple of these young niggas done caught big old bullets right in their chest. You know what I'm talking about? Remember that time Reggie went in that dread house? That nigga had to jump out the window. Going in there talking about he finna hit a lick, Dread done came home. He gotta jump out the window. Well, I ain't with them B&Es, boy. I ain't never been with all that burglary, boy. I ain't bring the nigga house, boy. You been done came in there, that nigga be home. Boom, boom. I can't lose my life like that. I'm gonna sell these rocks, man. I ain't getting in their house, boy. You know what I'm talking about? That's how we walk, but I ain't like this. I ain't doing none of that stuff there. Our homeboy, you like, come up here and rob me, bro. Working at the shelf. No. I'm gonna sell these rocks, man. I'm crazy.
I just said, come up here and rob me.
Yeah, that nigga told me one day, come up here and rob me. We'll split the money. I say, man, shoot, boy. I say, bend the good on the beat, bro. Let you have that. Let you have that. I can't do that with you, my nigga. Especially somebody I know. This nigga done robbed 7 gas stations. Ain't never got a coin. I'm talking about when I say not a coin, literally. Nigga left there with nothing. Nigga say not on one cable. That nigga say I'm gonna go ahead and put 3, 4 more of them together. Nigga say so. Nah, that's how it happened to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right. Her pride just hurt. Her pride hurt. Yeah, her pride hurt.
Daddy know.
She won't do it that time. Listen, what's going on over here? So look at it now. So you have to sit back and look at it. I put it this way. Did the Messiah teach you to be a fornicator?
That's all right.
Let's look at Mark chapter 7. Let's see if he taught you this. Hold Ephesians chapter 4, 2 Chronicles chapter 7, Isaiah 64. Lord, we'll get back to Leviticus 26. Down goes Stankus. 7 and 19. 18. 7 and 18. And he saith unto them, are you without with understanding also? Do you not perceive that whatsoever thing from without enter into the man, it cannot defile him? Because it enter not into his heart, but into the belly, and go out in the draught, purging all meat. See, an old sinner look at that and be like, see, you can eat anything. When that man was talking about they were sizing the man for what? Why were they trying it? Because he sat down and ate and didn't wash his hands. And they said he was defiled because he was eating with unwashed hands. The man wasn't telling you eat no pork chops, eat a camel's back, eat rhinoceros butt. He wasn't telling you that. I'm just mentioning that because we already know, because we done discussed this in the past, there are cultures that ate rhinoceros, and the Arabs eat camelback right now as we speak. It probably that Arab right now got a mouthful of camel. And they say, I seasoned it good too. I bet. You said, very good.
Very, very good.
He said, that's very, very nasty. You know what I'm saying? Camel bite. You're looking at a camel hump, that don't look like nothing you want to eat.
That don't camel look like
I seen that nigga from IOG talking about it's lawful to eat giraffe. You eat it. You eat it. You got some niggas, you got people like that around here eating hippopotamus. You got people eat anything, man. You got people around here, man, I'm telling you, man, they over there making doodle steaks in Japan. Make steaks out of poop.
That nigga look Mike say, ooh.
Shoot, there was a dude in Japan cut off his penis and they cooked it and they served it.
Oh.
I'm for real. Dead serious. This was about 3-4 years ago. Dude literally cut his penis off and they cooked it up and they served it and niggas dined on it, called it a delicacy. Niggas around here eating this nigga penis. And niggas paid for it. And he ate his own penis on top of it.
But that was a small meal.
That's not small nor gay. That is highly disturbing. That you would volunteer your money to try to eat some roast penis. Of all the, but get what though? But black folks ain't no different, cause niggas eat cow tongue, pig feet. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Hog maws, chitlins. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you are literally eating poop. And black people post, but man, I'll never forget it, man. My grandma would clean the child. I said, this is horrible. I don't want this. They try to feed it to me. I said, I'm good on that. I don't want this here. You can taste the dude. Well, in my mind, because all I could do, and it might not taste like that, because obviously my grandma from Louisiana, so I knew she knew how to clean it. But because the smell of it is in your nose from when you smelled it earlier, that's all you're going to take, because that's what's going to come to your mind. Oh, that's what I would clean it earlier. The stuff that smell like doo-doo. You know, black people proudly eat that. Proudly eat it. And you wonder why you have heart attacks and hypertension and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why you get all these type of cancers. You wonder why your health bad. Look what you eat. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all already know. I wasn't a big McDonald's fan anyway. When we seen that story about how them burgers and all that stuff, man, nigga took them burgers years to decompose. The French fries don't never break down. And then all that would have flashed back in my mind was, I can remember having McDonald's fries on the floor, be like, when the last time I been there, that nigga looked fresh. Then plus I found out the McDonald's fries ain't nothing but them potato sticks. Nigga, y'all around here talking about these great fries. Nigga, these potato sticks, nigga. Talking about special sauce, this sandwich spread. Nigga about out here get some crab spread, talking about this some special sauce. White folks need to stop it, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga gonna eat a burger, man. Go get you some Kobe beef. At least put some money. If you're gonna kill yourself with a lot of beef, man, at least get you some good stuff. At least get it lean. You know what I'm saying? Nigga don't even know what that stuff is, and we ain't even gonna talk about that stuff that white dude said they were doing with the McDonald's hamburger. You know what I'm saying? I don't doubt it. He could have been telling the truth. I don't put nothing past these people. That nigga say, boy, they kidnap kids, kill them. When they get done with them, you eat them. Yeah, old Jewish dude. He say, yeah, it's true. We take the kids and sacrifice them and sprinkle their blood in the matzo balls. And nigga say, yeah, McDonald's is one of our biggest suppliers. You know what I'm talking about? He going in. But it was the fact, it wasn't the fact what he was saying, it was the matter of fact way of how he was stating. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing, you know, a lot of these people make outlandish claims and you take them with a grain of salt. But sometimes what it'll make you like, okay, it could be some credence to it. It's not what he's saying it, it's how he's saying it. Like, yeah, nigga, this is what we do, what you mean?
That's the easiest way to make you think I'm just playing.
Now that man said if we came out and told you, you wouldn't believe us anyway. You know what I'm saying? When you see, that's boldness. You real bold with it. That's what you sit back looking at when you feel like, that's what they said about the Lord in Matthew chapter 7. He said, man, he speak real bold. Say, ain't nobody never spoke like this. Matter of fact, they say, man, y'all gonna let him talk to you like that? Because he's speaking real bold. That's a real bold thing to say. Yeah, we can tell you about it. You ain't gonna believe us if we told you. You know what I'm saying? But see, we know information of these people got you around here scared talking about people snatching your children. People and kids ain't getting snatched like that. The people who report it to you, the ones snatching them. And they taking them and selling them overseas and making them sex slaves. A lot of them, they ain't killing them. They making them slaves. You know what I'm talking about? They done been to snatch these little girls and ship them over to Norway and she been tricking for the rest of her life. You know what I'm talking about? Send them over to Africa and they around there working in diamond fields. These people put this in your face all the time talking about human trafficking, right? Well, where you think they get these people from? They snatch them. Matter of fact, before we proceed, just like, okay, man, you know what I'm saying? The only show I really like to look at is The Blacklist. They put right out there in your face on Thursday exactly what these people be doing. They put it right out there in their face. They had to set this woman up for killing somebody. She had nothing to do with it. What they call it a patsy. They'll take somebody, hey man, that's on you. Hey, step out the door then. I'm talking about but Lee Harvey Oswald, James Earl Ray, you know what I'm saying? These people were patsies. Hey man, it is what it is. It's Thursday. That was Thursday. It's Saturday afternoon. You know what I'm saying? You mad at me because you got it on tape and you ain't looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But they were patsies. They set them up to take a fall. They set this woman up as if she killed somebody. And then in the show they had, well, you already know the piece of information. They had some little piece of technology where it showed all these conspiracies and wars that these people had been doing to further their aims. She went and showed the people who run this group that they have it. Nigga, that's old news, bud. Go to the bathroom there. Kick rock. But what he did was, no, it's a TV show. Yeah, but he ain't seen the show and it was the last episode. He don't want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? But he went, the dude Reddington went and took it to newspaper journalists and said, look at this stuff that they doing. He said, we could stop them. He said, we may not see it, but put it out there. And then they ran on the front page of the newspaper, secret government group leads conspiracy. They do little stuff to let you know, yeah, we got a shot. The people you see in power are not actually the ones who calling the shots. We just gonna let you think they are. Now some of the people that you see, they might have some sway in them secret groups that's behind the scene. You don't know what some of these groups, these people be a part of. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to sit back and look at something. How is Henry Kissinger, who's been in the United States government since the mid-60s, still got sway in 2015? You know what I'm saying? Why is David Rockefeller still alive? How is this man able to get 6 heart transplants? How is that possible? No, I'm talking about David Rockefeller. The man is 99 years old. The man looked like a literal, I can't even describe the rat what he would look like. You know what I'm talking about? Like how anybody could look that man in the face for 30 seconds without cringing or falling out from straight laughter. I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? This man done had 6 heart transplants. It's people been waiting for a heart transplant for 6 years. And he done had 6. You know what I'm saying? He done had 6. But he from a Rockefeller family. This man got a lot of sway. A lot of y'all may not know who he is. That man got a lot of sway though. You know what I'm saying? You sit back and you look at Ron Paul and then you look at his son. Man, his son got a lot of sway. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of sway. That man, these people, they set these people up, man. You don't see George H.W. Bush no more. He got a lot of sway though. He might be old as dirt. That man got a lot of sway though. That man been in the United States government since the 60s. Why you think when they become president, they got the George H.W. Bush Foundation and all that type of stuff? They messing with Bill Clinton talking about he been stealing money for his Clinton Foundation. Why is this man still relevant? He ain't been president for 15 years. Why is he still relevant? So that had to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? That had to tell you something. Certain people. Why is it a big deal? Who cares if Hillary Clinton run for president? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? You got niggas big up, oh, Waka Flocka running for president, I'm going to vote for him. Guess what, man? All of them sinners. If you a Jew, why would you care what they... You think I care something about voting for Alvin Brown? Or Lenny Curry? You think I care about them? You think I care about Ken Jefferson and Mike Williams for sheriff? All y'all sinners and hypocrites. They say you want to elect somebody gonna put him in office who gonna rule according to their word. Guess what? That's not gonna happen because these white folk gonna go crazy. I don't think that's right, that we should be locking people up for being homosexual. I say lock them niggas up for years. And while we at it, oh, you cheated on your wife? Get that nigga 10 to 20. They say, oh, you ain't married? You done had sex? Get that nigga 7.5. I bet you niggas keep their penis in their pants, then niggas start going to prison for it. You know what I'm talking about?
That nigga
Bet you
10
nigga
to
like
20.
this here. Get that nigga 10 to 20. Hey man, I ain't with that cheating on your wife stuff. I don't believe none of that stuff, though, man. That don't make no sense. Why get married?
I seen they said 10 to 20.
I don't believe that. I ain't never felt that like that for the word. If I knew I wanted to let my, if I knew I wanted to sow my oats, why would I go get married? Why would I go do that? Why would I look that woman in the face, say I love you, I want to be with you, I'm gonna marry you, get all that? Now she can divorce me, take everything I got. I'm not gonna do that. I might as well stay dolo and keep all the money. You know what I'm saying? Why would I do that? And then on top of that, and he know it, because I said I was only getting married one time. One time. All this stuff, oh, you got a problem, we gonna work this out. All this time talking about we finna get divorced and all this, oh no, we gonna work this out. Ain't no talking about getting divorced, getting another. And I ain't know nothing that was against the word at that time or nothing. I don't believe in none of that. It didn't make no sense to me. Why get married to do it again? You know what I'm saying? Why get married to do it again? I don't see how people been married 3, 4, 5 times. Nigga, obviously you didn't get it right the first time. She said Lil Mike and Kingston was out there throwing blows on the day.
Yeah.
Kicking and throwing sticks. That's just something to think about. But hold on, let's read the next verse now. Where we at? About verse 19. We in verse 20 though. That which come out the man, that defile the man, for without of the heart of men proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these things come from within and defile the man. So obviously he telling them, you can't do these things. So he wasn't teaching you. So you think he teaching you to blaspheme? You think he teaching you to have an evil eye against your brother? You think he telling you to be around here to be proud, to be stupid? Because to be a fool means you're stupid. Well, you know how many people going to hell just for being a fool? You know how many people go, all these things this man just said they're going to defile you. The man say the chief man amongst his people, he can't be defiled for nobody. That means he can't sin for nobody. He said you can't touch a dead body, right? Only for next of kin. You know what I'm talking about? Say you can't do that. Stop. Why you think even when the Lord came up, he rose from the dead, he told the disciple, don't touch me. Don't touch me. You know what I'm talking about? He had to tell them that. They hadn't been sealed with the Spirit. They were still dead. Remember what he told them, let the dead bury the dead? If you don't have the Spirit, you still dead. They hadn't gotten it yet. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I can't defile myself. Don't touch me now. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. That's why you have to sit back and look. That's why I tell you, you can't be around here saying you serving God, but you want to hang with sinners. How you say you clean, but these people unclean? That's why he said let the dead bury the dead. If you say you alive, that's why I sit back and tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff, man. It's sometimes thinking like, when Sid first got down here, I told him to come holler at me. I think he had Iris and her sister with her. I said, well, y'all come around there and holler at me. Man, they went right past the house and went right wherever they were going. I already knew I probably wasn't going to see him, but I'm like, shoot, you right by me. So you come holler at me before you go doing what you're doing, because I know y'all three, y'all like to drink. Mm-hmm. So I know I ain't going nowhere with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Even without the word. Because I'm going to have to drive. And I don't want to drive because them niggas some drunks. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it like to be funny, like them niggas drink. You know what I'm saying? Like they drink more than the average bear. If you ain't never been around them, I don't think you was out there that day. Sid was driving the van. You might have been out there and Smiling all that we was over there by Smiling. I know Booby was out there. Man, that nigga said was so drunk. Nigga said, how did you even get over here? The nigga was drunk before he got there.
That nigga been drinking like that for years.
For years, I'm talking about that nigga liver is done.
I know that nigga liver look like a raisin.
That's my nigga, but that nigga can drink, man. You know what I'm saying? And Iris can go just as hard. That was the only woman I ever know talk about down in Four Locos like that. It was me, her, and said, man, she was talking about, she like, get a Four Locos. She was like, and she was murking them like a dude. But you know, hey, man, you know how to roll, man. You know she can sip. That's why her and said always got along like that. That's why they always got along like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, all of them roll together, but they all rolled tight. They had something in common.
They gonna get together and drink?
We didn't drink like that. You know what I'm saying? So when all of us was together, you know what I'm saying? We just all together. But they can hang together regularly. Dolo, cause I drink, you drink. You know what I'm saying? We trying to burn something. Ain't nobody trying to sit around drinking with y'all.
I'm trying to burn down. Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, boy, I'm talking about, hey man, a real live forest. You know what I'm saying? They try like this here. They say this is a controlled burn. We trying to burn about 20 acres.
and half of California is
You know what I'm talking
going
about?
It's so real.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. I done told y'all before, man. I'm telling you, man. Said have a nigga whole pockets full of miniature liquor when we was in school, man. Then we in high school. High school, nigga said, man, hit the locker. Nigga open up the locker, they everywhere. I'm talking about brown, white. I'm talking about nigga got vodka, nigga got gin, we got yak. You know what I'm saying? We got Crown Royal, Hennessy, whatever you go, man,
All
said,
strong.
got it.
All of it's strong, nothing fruit.
You know what I'm saying? No fruit.
Everything strong.
Straight liquor, real talking about, just like Method Man say, put some, say, man, make get your chest hairs a permanent. You know what I'm saying?
What?
And we out here in the school like this here. I'm sipping mine, saying like this here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I say, Lord have mercy.
What's white? Say it like this.
It's gold.
I'm on the next one, baby. On that next one, baby. You still on that first one? Nah.
Straight up, nigga end up telling like this here, and then they like this here, then you know what I'm saying? And then Irish them know we got it, so they like this here trying to patch your pockets. Where the miniatures at? Where the miniatures at? You know what I'm saying? That's my nigga, now I'm telling you now. I wouldn't, man, I had forgot about it, but shoot, man, I already know I could, man, I wouldn't mind going, especially to see Bert. You know what I'm saying? That's my nigga. Everybody love Bert.
Everybody love Bert. That's real.
Nigga don't like Bert. I want to know what's wrong with you, nigga. I don't like you, nigga.
For real.
She just one of them people. You don't like Bert, I don't like you.
Yeah, something wrong with Bert. What's
That's real though. I ain't never heard nobody say nothing bad about Bert. Never. No, they one more 20 years. I ain't never heard nobody say nothing bad about Bert. You know what I'm saying? People like that. Like she said, she had already told me she had checked out the word one time. And people like that, you just hope boy the Lord open the heart because she come on to do it. Cause I know it, man.
That's nice.
Yeah, she had told me. She had let me know. She said, I went and looked at it. I said, hey, thank the Lord. You know what? And guess what? I ain't pushing no harder. I ain't say this, that, oh, you can check us out, such and such. You let them ask for that. You know what I'm saying? If she done already took the initiative to look at it on her own, you know what I'm saying? Then who put that in her mind for her to look at it? You know what I'm saying? And then you just be patient. You like, boy, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? This, that, you just be patient. You just let it maybe put it on her heart to look at another. And then guess what she'll end up doing? Boy, boss, when y'all do this, that, and the other, y'all gotta do it your way. See, when you go out, see, we got other videos here, and we got videos here, and you can check us out here, and you can call in here. Oh, you done ran them away. It's like when you go hunting. You just don't run up on that stuff. You gotta be, you heard what he said, you gotta go hunting them, right? Gotta go fishing. You gotta take your little time, work it, because you might scare them away, they'll run away. Come on back to Ephesians chapter 4. But I'm just telling you though.
You like it though, don't you? You like that back, don't you?
That nigga never throw him, boy. Boomerang his boy, come right back.
I mean, we already read it though, didn't we? Say I'm gonna send you to fish them out the seas and hunt them out the rocks. If you go fishing and hunting, you got to have some skill. You got to know what you're doing. You just can't run up there and you see the deer and just go to bam, bam, bam. And you're scared. You ain't gonna get no. You ain't gonna have no venison tonight. Now everybody sitting around here hungry. Oh, we ain't got no meat because daddy the idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because daddy just went to shoot. I told him to wait.
Ran out there yelling at the deer.
Just yelling at the deer.
Hold up, Bill.
He done watched too many episodes of Duck Dynasty. This ain't how you do. That's not real. Niggas say, how these niggas got famous for hunting ducks? Ain't that something? These niggas say, how you get a Zaggby's commercial? I could have did this. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is? People buy all their products, and then from that they make a show. Like they
I didn't even know they had products.
Yeah, they been had the products.
Oh shoot, they been doing their thing for a minute then.
Yeah.
Shoot, go and get your money then, play. Shoot, I ain't know y'all had been hustling. That mean you had been grinding.
Yeah.
That mean that's a payoff for years worth of work then. Yeah, I ain't mad at that then. That's different then. You know what I'm saying? That's different then. I ain't even know that. So they must sell stuff to hunt ducks with.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Shoot, I ain't mad at it. Hey, that's how it be though. Sometimes that's how people be busting out. You don't even be knowing. Like a lot of them comedians, we don't be knowing them boy done did that stuff 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? By the time they bust out on the scene, you thinking they knew these boys been doing their thing. Just paid off. And you know what that go to show you? If anything you put your mind to do it, if you stay with it, stay dedicated to it, stay determined to it, it might not happen then, but if you keep on pushing, You'll get yours after a while. A lot of people give up because they don't want to keep on going, especially if they have some type of failure. You know, Michael Jordan say this all the time. He said, I missed a whole lot more game-winning shots than I made. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the greatest ball player in the world. This last shot, I want to take it. I just got that confidence. I'll make it. I'll kill it. I'll shoot it. Some niggas be scared to shoot it. I ain't scared to shoot it though.
Yeah, you should be.
Shoot
Well, you
what?
should it. You should.
I feel just like Kobe feel. I'll shoot it again. If you say you just missed 2,000 in a row, Kobe, I'll make the next one though.
You should be.
I'll make the next one though. But you know why a lot of people be messed up like that? Because they had that, people be feared of fail. You know what I'm saying? People have a fear. You can't have no fear of failure, man. If you fail, you can learn from what you did wrong, adjust, and come back harder the next time so you're more prepared. But that's why a lot of people don't get up and do nothing because they so scared of failing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you, in your life, you're gonna fail a lot more times than you succeed. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm gonna tell you something, you actually don't learn nothing from success. You actually learn stuff from failure. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You might have to fail 4 or 5 times before you get something right. That's why I was telling you, man, like, ain't nothing wrong with starting your own business. But to be realistic with you, you have to be prepared to fail because most of them fail. And you know why most of them fail? Because niggas didn't have realistic goals in their mind of starting their business. All they wanted, I want to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I want to make a lot of money. That really narrowed it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you though.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people go to wanting to work out. I didn't want to look good. Yeah, that really narrowed it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you ain't got, if you don't, I'm saying the reason why is if you don't have nothing detailed exactly what you want to do, and you don't have a tangible plan, if you don't have a tangible plan, if things don't go to end up how you want them to go, you will quit. You will quit because you already didn't have goals realistically set. So therefore you had nothing. That's why when I was 23, I was hot with my uncle. When I stepped to him about that real estate investment, I told him, I said, "Unc, man, I need your help. I need some financial backing from you, man, just to co-sign on a couple houses." I said, "But I'm not gonna send you none of the houses I'm looking at." I say, "Let me draw up my plan for you first, and I'll send it to you and let you look at it first, and then we can talk about it after you look at it." And this nigga told me that sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme. I would have slapped off on this nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell you no lie. I say, man, how is that possible? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here showing you detail what I want to do. Like, I'm not just, when you want to get rich quick, I didn't want to make $100,000 in 6 months. I didn't tell you that. I'm looking at long-term money. I wouldn't care if I didn't make but $15,000 in 6 months. I'm hoping within 24 months we've been made $500,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about over a period of time. Because we learned that from hustling. They ain't trying to get hit, strike hard overnight. The only time niggas strike hard overnight hustling, man, is that they knew somebody who had a lot of coke and he gave it to them. You know what I'm saying? Or a nigga mess around and hit a lick. You know what I'm saying? That means you can't cross a connect nigga like this here, man. I'm going to give you 20 of them things, man. Do your thing. Or a nigga hit a lick. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't no business just blowing up overnight and you just paid in 30 days. That's only in the movies, man. That's not reality. You know what I'm saying? That's what mess a lot of people up in everything you sit to do. You don't have realistic goals. You actually don't sit down. I was talking about this yesterday. Everything you do, you should have plans about it, and you should logistically look at it and see how this will work, will this will work. Because a lot of stuff sound real good when you talking about it.
Yeah.
Till you actually go to put it in practice. Then you see, I did not plan for this well at all. You know what I'm saying? There's a saying, say, lack of proper planning leads to piss poor performance. You know what I'm saying? You look at the best athletes, they're the most prepared. They talk the trash about Tom Brady cheating. They talk crap about Peyton Manning. They're the most prepared men on the field. There's nothing you could do that they hadn't seen. When Michael Jordan played, there wasn't a defense that they could throw at him that he had not seen. Why? Because he prepared for it before he stepped out there. Some of the best hitters in baseball, Miguel Cabrera and Manny Ramirez, they were greatly prepared. They knew every pitch a pitcher was going to throw, where he liked to throw it, when he liked to throw it. You know what I'm saying? I would be ready. That way, if this happens, I got a contingency plan in place to be able to handle that. Would nothing catch me off guard? When you just sit back and I'm going to just do it on the fly, you will crash.
Yeah.
You might have a little success for a little while. It won't be sustained. You know what I'm saying? And I done learned that the hard way. I know pretty much some of y'all have in here too. I learned real fast. Can't do stuff on the fly no more. You know what I'm saying? On the fly ain't gonna work. So if I have to wait a little bit, I'll just wait then. I remember when I went around there and Justina, my homeboy, see me, he said, boy, I know what you're doing. I said, man, just keep your mouth closed. Because I was watching them niggas. Everything in the neighborhood, every movement, every person, every smoker, every individual that stayed in the building, even if they didn't use drugs. Because I got to watch this whole area and map it out before I step out here. And if that means I got to hurt for about a month or so, I'll hurt, but it's going to pay off later though. See, a lot of people impatient. See, when we read in Hebrews chapter 12, he say, run this race with patience. You know what I'm saying? See, you coming from a society where you want instant gratification and you want it right now. And then when you don't get it right now, you get a little jittery and you go. You know what I'm saying? You got to have patience and stuff, man. You don't want to have too long of patience, but you got to have some, or you ain't gonna have no success. When you got patience, that means you actually thought stuff out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You looked at, especially when you talking about dealing with business, because like I said, I don't have no problem dealing with business because that means I'm investing in myself. Like when we were talking about, that's all Dane Dash was talking about, investing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whether you going to college, whatever certain stuff it is, you actually invested in yourself. You should seek to be trying to get something, a return on your investment. You should never be scared to invest in yourself, no matter what it might be. But if you invested in yourself, you should take the time to lay it out what you're doing. See, a lot of times all you think about is what you're going to get in the end. That's why a lot of people want to serve the Lord. That's why they don't stay on too long, because they wanted something from him. They didn't get what they wanted, and they quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because all they look at the man for is what they can get, not the beauty of his way, not the beauty of his salvation, not the beauty of the reward for standing firm to the end. Because I want it right now. See, what a nigga always tell you, I got to see, if you do stuff for people, see, that's how you get your blessings. I ain't looking to get blessed in this life, homeboy. I'm looking to get blessed in the resurrection of the dead. I'm seeking the resurrection of the just. I'm not really concerned with this right here. I am, but I'm not. If you understand what I'm talking about. I am, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am, but I'm not. Because nobody don't want to be unsuccessful naturally. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't tell none of y'all not to do nothing that you were seeking to do, that you were trying to attain some success in, if you ain't compromising the word. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do as long as you ain't compromising the word. I'm not going to tell you not to do that. All I'm going to tell you is, did you weigh it out? Did you do this here? Did you prepare yourself properly? If you tell me, yeah, do your thing. If you choose to share me what you done got planned, we can look at it, see how it works. If ain't no adjustments and it's good, man, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? All of it, nigga ain't no hater, man. You don't want to see nobody doing bad. Nigga want to see everybody doing good, man. I remember we were young niggas used to sit back and, I know me and Booby talk about it all the time. I used to tell him, man, I just want to get my money up, man, where it be enough of us where we could just be in the backyard, cooking, all our families back there, kids back there. Ain't nobody worrying about we selling no drugs, no none of that. Nigga, we done started businesses, we done hired our friends, niggas out the street, everybody straight, we just smoking weed, eating food. You know what I'm saying? That's how you supposed to be. You know what I'm talking about? See, black people don't have that type of mind frame. Because everybody wants theirs. I don't care about my brother. I don't care about my sister. As long as I get mine so I can stun on these niggas. I'm killing these niggas.
Nigga ain't lying though.
That's all they want to do. Niggas is happy with killing a nigga with a fresh outfit and some sneakers. Now there's one thing when you were young and you thought like that. Niggas is 30 talking like that.
Still thinking like that.
Niggas 40 talking about I killed them niggas at the club. Nigga, why is your old behind still at the club? You know these niggas lame because you niggas going to a local club talking about it's a red carpet event. Nigga, you at a club in the city. And they put the little stuff up behind them like you really at a movie opening. You niggas need a life. But you know what that is? That's the desire to want to be somebody so bad. You're not content with yourself. You don't love yourself like you're supposed to. So you think this red carpet and this thing back here like you at some type of major event will boost your self-esteem.
That's what they use Facebook and Instagram for.
Alright, we gonna leave that alone. Let me finish this up. I ain't got time. I'm not messing with that. I'm not messing with that. We still got a lot of stuff to look at. I ain't messing with that. I'm leaving that alone. I ain't fooling. I'm leaving you alone. You know what I'm saying? Verse 21 of Ephesians chapter 4, because we got to get to the root of why we're here.
Yes, sir.
He says, so if so be you have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahshua, that you put off concerning the former behavior, the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true covenant. Which would mean you put them filthy rags off. See, look at it, Philippians chapter 3, what Paul said. That he was seeking. Because we know righteousness is of Yah. You know, in 1 John chapter 3, verse 7, he said, little children, let no man deceive you. He that is righteous even as he is righteous. He was telling you, if you in the Son, you righteous just as the Son is righteous. Don't let nobody lie to you. When he said your righteousness is filthy rags, that goes back to Romans chapter 10, verse 3, when he said, seeking to establish their own righteousness. They have not submitted unto the righteousness of God. And he's saying the Messiah is the end of the law, meaning the purpose of the law. That means the whole book was about him. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the righteousness of God, to believe on his Son, which is faith, which is what 99.9% of Hebrew Israelites like. They don't have that. That's why they don't last too long. That's why they can only talk to you about Esau the white man and all this old type of stuff. And don't eat no pork chops and don't break the Sabbath. Because you actually don't believe, you actually don't have no trust, no hope in nothing. You just doing something to be doing it. 3:18 of Philippians. See, we're not here just to be doing something to do. You think it's just something to do? This ain't just nothing to do. There's a rhyme and a reason for what we're doing. That's why we'll give a lot of stuff up. You know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of stuff brothers and sisters ain't willing to give up because they actually don't believe it. I see niggas arguing about wearing wedding rings. Dudes say, show me where it's a sin for to wear jewelry. Show me out the Torah. Somebody showed it to him. He still didn't want to hear. They showed it to him. He still didn't want to hear. I said, golly, man. Is that serious, bro? Is that serious? I guess it was. For many as walk, of whom I've told you often, now I'll tell you even weeping, they are enemies of the cross of the Messiah, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things, who shall change, and for our behavior is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahshua HaMashiach, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. So you hear what that means? You our Father, you the potter, we the clay. We got to be formed and fashioned according to your workings. I'm going to show you how that means, son. Exodus chapter 35. I still ain't forgot about the forgiveness. I still ain't forgot about Jacob. We're going to look at it. But let me show you this here, because I had it in my mind to look at this here too. Exodus 35. I got some stuff in Job, but we ain't going to get that. Stank it. Close your legs, Lil. Exodus 35 by verse 30. And Moses said unto the children of Israel, see, y'all have called by name Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of Hor, of the tribe of Judah. Ain't this something? He called a man from the tribe of Judah, right? Of all tribes, he from the tribe of Judah. Remember how we already looked at Psalm 60 and verse 7, and what did it say Judah was? And he hath filled him with the Spirit of God. Oh my goodness, he filled him with the Spirit of God. And in wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship. And to devise curious works, to work in gold and in silver and in brass, and the cutting of stones to set them, and in carving of wood to make any manner of cunning work. He hath put in his heart that he may teach both he and Elohihab the son of Ashimach of the tribe of Dan. Them he hath filled with the wisdom of heart to work all manner of work of the engraver, and of the cunning workman, and the embroiderer in blue and in purple and in scarlet and in fine linen of the weaver, even of them that do any work, and of those that devise cunning work. Remember how we already looked at it and said how Bezalel and Elohab and every wise-hearted man worked together to build the sanctuary? Remember when we looked at that? We didn't look at that not too long ago, right there in verse 1 of Exodus 36. Who you think that this Aholab would actually represent? You got a man from the tribe of Judah who is spirit with spirit and wisdom and all these things. We're going to come back to Isaiah 64. I ain't forgot about Leviticus chapter 26. Anything else we were holding, you can drop it. What you think that could mean? Well, let's first look and see how this man Bezaleel, the son of Uriah of the tribe of Judah, was filled with the Spirit. Let's go over here to Matthew chapter 3 and about verse 17. And then we're going to turn back and look at Isaiah chapter 11 and then go to Revelation chapter 7. Chapter 3. Not 7. You sit there looking like you having a long day. Oh, my bad. Revelation 3 and about verse 14. You too young to be looking like you having a hard day. Matthew 3 and 13. I said Revelation. I meant Matthew 3 and 13.
Yeah, tighten it up.
Man, look here, man. You must want to get jam slapped.
On with jam slap.
Nothing. Just come on over here. I can't get up right now.
Get up.
I'll tell you, man. I don't want to leave that mark like you seen on that picture on your bike. I ain't even hit you that hard. They say it's 3 handprints, Michael. Then come Yahshua from Galilee to Jordan unto John to be baptized of him. But John forbade him, saying, I have need to be baptized of thee, and comes out of me. Yahshua answered and said unto him, Suffer it to be so now, for thus it become us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he suffered it. And Yahshua, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water, and lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and lighting upon him. So you just seen him get filled with the Spirit, right? So let's look at Isaiah chapter 11, verse 1. Because it said that this man was filled with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and all manner of workmanship. That means he was a laborer. And these laborers were put together to build up a house, right? And what was Yahshua's occupation? And what carpenters do? Build houses. You can build a house.
That's right, man.
Hey, that's all right. I know I can. If my salary was going to be contingent on how well I work with my hands, I'd be making minimum wage for years.
I'm pretty sure after first year you'll step the game up.
And you already know, man, I got bad motor skills.
Yeah, but if that's what you do every day, pretty sure your game will step up.
You laughing, I've told you many times I got bad motor skills. Hey man, if you know your strengths and your weaknesses, see that's what's wrong. See, some of y'all you won't sit and tell a nigga, hey, I ain't good at that.
Yeah.
That's not what I do. That nigga handed me a wrench when I was up the road. That nigga say, here, use this here. I say, nigga, what is this?
Hey, that nigga can't even put up, the little
So good.
you put up the blocks.
I got frustrated. I left that thing alone.
That nigga tried to put that thing on. He's like, hey man, you gotta go. He came upstairs like, hey man, you gotta do that, man.
Because you know why? Because it had done started. It wouldn't go the way I wanted it to go, and it wasn't looking right, and I've been broken. I've been tore that thing up, man.
I went in the car, I'm gonna just lay down in the seat.
So I left it alone before I got mad.
Open, like just open on the seat.
You know what I'm saying? But like handling with two, but at the same time, nigga, we grew up together. When did I ever have an opportunity to learn how to use a tool? Never. So how would I know anything about a wrench or what to do with it? Where would I have learned that from?
I ain't that, but still.
Ain't no but still, like straight up and down. Where would I have learned that from? You know what I'm saying? When Nell was changing the brake pads on the Monte Carlo one day, nigga walked past. It was her car. She the one wanted to do it. It's her car, it ain't my car. She was down there changing the brake. Her daddy taught her how to do it though. So what? Shoot, I was standing right down there to He said, why you ain't helping her? I don't know how to do that.
He ain't qualified.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm saying he ain't doing that wrong. I'm saying though, you can go down there like help, like hold something,
Hold something, what, man? I got up. That nigga already had the car up. She up under there. Whoop, 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 whoop. She already knew what she was doing.
The car jacked up, right?
She knew what she was doing.
So what do you need to hold up? What you think?
Like what am I hold the car with? I'm that strong? I can hold up a Monte Carlo? But I don't know nothing about changing no brake pads.
Hold it up, boy, while she screw it. I don't know. I ain't never changed.
I mean, if she asked me like hold the tire in place, yeah, but nigga, I don't know nothing about changing no brake pads.
Please, you wouldn't held nothing. It's been right there. Eating left cat.
So what? Shoot, that's you the one who wanted to change it. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the difference between you. I ain't finna go do something I know I don't know what I'm doing and try to act like I know what I'm doing and figure it out and either hurt myself or break what I'm messing with. Because I already know I don't know what I'm doing. So then I'm actually the classic fool for going over here trying to attempt something that you have no idea what you're doing. I'm not finna do that. I ain't got no problem saying, hey, you know how to do this here? Because I need some help. I don't know. Ain't no shame in that. I already talked to y'all about that. And they be like, a man ain't supposed to do that. No, an idiot don't do that. A man gonna say, I know what I'm doing. Can you help me, please? You know what I'm saying? That's called, I'm humble enough to tell you, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no shame when it comes to that. I don't know. Who can assist me? You know what I'm saying? You can't assist me, it won't get done. Because I ain't finna go over there just messing with it. Because that's how messes get made. You don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to go do it anyway, and then you make it worse. Because you didn't know what you were doing. Why do you think so many people out here stupid without the word? Because they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know what they were doing, and what they end up doing. And they go out there trying to preach and teach the word, and what they're doing? Make a bigger mess. They make a bigger mess. Because you already knew what you was. You already knew you ain't know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, I ain't got no shame with it. All that they're being proud. See, that's what's wrong with both men. They be too proud to say they don't know. That nigga handed me that weed eater when I was in prison. That nigga said, you know how to crank this up? I said, no, nigga. You don't know how to use a weed eater. Do I look like a maintenance man to you? Nigga, I sold drugs, nigga. Nigga, I didn't cut. If I cut grass, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you though, if I was a yard man, I wouldn't be here because I'd be out there cutting grass, getting money on the street, not here with you niggas. So obviously I didn't have that skill. How could you have never used a weed eater? Nigga, I lived in apartments, nigga. You think we go outside and cut grass? They looking at me crazy. You ain't never used a lawnmower. I ain't used a lawnmower since 1986. Literally, I was 6 years old. That was the last time I used one.
God, boy, they had you out there with a lawnmower at 6.
Hell, granddaddy put me out there with the lawnmower at 6, talking about go cut the grass. Front and backyard. And if it ain't done to my specifications, a boot coming with that. God. Boy, Richard ain't play, boy. You gotta cut the grass, clean the bathroom, help clean the kitchen. All that, 6 years old.
Oh, man.
Full-time job.
So did, got paid in candy. I appreciated it too. You know what I'm saying? What we at, Isaiah 11:1?
Yes, sir.
I'm just being honest with you though, man. Ain't no shame in saying I don't know. Don't be so proud to sit back and try to do something you don't know what you're talking about. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm gonna tell you real fast. I don't know. They were messing with me that day about that cable box. I said, man, I don't know nothing about this here. Somebody come hook this up. You ain't even tried. What's the point of trying if I don't know what I'm doing?
That's the thing. That nigga, he don't even.
Just to make them feel better. Just come try. What if I mess it up even worse? You want me to come on?
You know what I'm saying?
That's what that nigga, he was like, bud, yeah, man, I don't know how to do that. He just keeps going on this phone. Like most niggas make an attempt, you know what I'm saying? All right, I don't know what I'm doing. That nigga though,
If
I don't know it, I ain't messing with it.
I ain't messing
I
with
just
it.
make you hot too, bro.
It make you know why I ain't messing?
I should come up with somebody
Y'all
to say it
used to
again.
people trying to please y'all and appease y'all, man.
I'm not doing it.
No, he ain't doing that.
Do we know why I'm not doing it?
Like some people look at stuff and like figure it out. That nigga up, boy.
But you talking about, but get what? I looked at it. You can say all this here. I don't know what I'm doing.
All you had to do.
So common sense tell me to ask for help. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what sound crazy is? You niggas would discourage young children to ask for help. That's what I'm saying, but I'm being honest with you. It might be as simple to you as putting a cord on the TV, but this is why a lot of people don't ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Because you should figure it out. You should know. I don't know. Who gonna help me? You know why I'm like that? Because my mama and my auntie told me if you don't know, ask for help. That's how I was taught. That's how I was raised. If you don't know what you're doing, ask for help. Don't sit there messing with it, fooling with it. Just ask somebody to help you and show me how to do it. You know what I'm talking about? Then if you show me how to do it, then guess what? I can do it on my own now. So that's why, man, I don't know how to do that. You know how to do it? Yeah, go ahead. If I don't want to know, you want me to show you? No, I don't really care to know. You know what I'm saying? If I do want to know, I'll sit there and let you show me.
Now that's gonna be his answer too.
Yeah, I really don't care. Just hook it up and go. I ain't gonna have to use it again.
Because Daddy always said if it ain't have no school, you wouldn't fit a fool.
Yeah, I don't do all that though, man. That's how I was taught. You know what I'm saying? My mama didn't teach me you a man, figure it out. She said ask for help. Chandra ain't say figure it out, ask for help. And the reason why is because me and my cousin a lot alike, though she a lot faster with it. When we don't figure something out, we end up getting frustrated. And the more frustrated we get, we begin to get angry. And then when we get angry, we begin to destroy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they let it be known, ask for help. Because my cousin will tell something else, she get frustrated. Sean the same way. Her son the same way. Get frustrated because we feel like we don't know what we doing. We get mad because I feel like I should know how to do this and I don't. And I'm really upset right now. So you know what? I'm just going to destroy the thing that has me upset. And then let's see how you feel about that. But he doesn't feel anyway because he's not alive. 11:1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots, and the spirit of Yah shall rest upon him. The spirit of wisdom, understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yah. Is this not the same spirit that was in this man from the tribe of Judah? Do y'all not find it ironic that every time it mentions a man who does a particular thing, he always be from the tribe of Judah? That's why he called it a mystery, a hidden truth. Revelation 3:1, because it ain't for everybody to know. And you see that he put him in there for all wisdom and workmanship and cunning, you know, curious works or devices. You know what it means, curious? Meaning odd or peculiar or strange. You understand what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. We go.
Okay. I need to hit to that toilet. I need to pee.
Key him out, man. Key him out.
Might have been. So I got to pee. So I got to pee, and they drunk all that Dr. Pepper. That was your favorite movie, one?
What?
Forrest Gump.
Oh.
I enjoyed that movie. It was quite funny.
Yeah, it was alright.
That movie was hilarious. That was.
Yeah, it was alright.
It wasn't as funny as after like the 8th or 9th time you seen it.
Crazy, it's still funny.
Well, it's not as funny after like the first 2 times. Like I told you, Nutty Professor was hilarious the first time. It's never as funny after the first time.
Crazy, I never get bored of a movie.
No, it may be funny, but it's not the same.
What movie I got bored tired of?
You know what I'm saying? Ain't talking about title, like it don't have that same level of fun. Like that first time you never heard it before, you never seen it, had you dying. The 3rd or 4th time, it don't have that effect.
Crazy. Life had me laughing every time.
You may laugh, but not that effect. I guarantee you, Breonna never watch Nutty Professor again and pee on himself like he did the
I don't
first time.
think about it. You was crying, tell him about it.
You know what I'm talking about? That's how hard he was laughing. That's not gonna happen again. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know the joke before it comes. I'm gonna laugh.
I'm gonna say it wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not going. When he catch you off guard, you ain't never heard that before. I'm telling you, that nigga was down. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
He on this shit.
He did though. Shoot, he admitted it. Shoot, he couldn't have no choice. Nigga seen the spot.
He said he gonna walk over here, just limping back.
Limping by. 3:1 Book of Revelation. And the angel of the house in Sarge is right. These things say of he that have the 7 spirits of God. Then we just read about them spirits. And then it say he put a spirit of wisdom and understanding and knowledge in his man. So that means he put, and then how did he manifest that spirit of understanding on that sanctuary to build that house? When did he do that? We're not going to go read it. I just want to see who know when he did it. Said he put wisdom and understanding. Obviously he put wisdom in it to build the house. That means the fear of God was in it. You know, in Hebrews chapter 5 about verse 7, he said he was heard and that he feared. Fear of Yah is the beginning of wisdom. If I be your father, where's my fear? That's what he told you in Malachi, right? So that means he respected and he reverenced his father, he obeyed it. So now you got the understanding. When did the understanding come into play? That he had to build the house. Ain't nobody told me who Elohab is yet. Y'all know who that is? Anybody want to take a guess before I tell you? That's Peter. That's Peter. Y'all ain't even catch that was Peter did. Don't nod your head too bad, you're going to hurt your neck.
That's your story, yo.
I'm just messing with you. They just say them cervical muscles good and strong. She say she always do shrugs without even trying.
She's trying to get her a stick.
I'm just messing.
Self-standing stick.
I don't know. You might not be too strong how that thing leaning on to hit my baby. I'm just messing with you. Don't be sitting there looking crazy. You all right? You got to take it down. Lord, we'll wait till we got a large audience. They gonna be like, yeah, that nigga mess with his wife every day. So do. You better not do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
I don't care if you do it. I'm talking about outside nigga.
Yeah.
You better not do it. Nigga can't just walk in there and be like, he pick on his wife. I'm gonna do it. I'm punch that nigga in his mouth. That's my wife. You can't talk about her head. I can talk about this mine. I paid for it.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot, what you mean? If I'm paying the rent all the time, I paid for it. Sure enough, I talk about it. You can't do it. Come in here and do it. You ain't gonna also and you gonna get the bow that come with it. Never come in here and talk about my wife.
Me ass smart right now.
Yeah. It dry skin over here. You know what I'm saying? It's dry over here, man. I'm using new soap right now. We using Dove Summer Care. Summer Care, nigga, exfoliator. Give me about 3 more weeks, we gonna be glowing.
She's gonna be ashy.
We gonna be glowing. I would have said it's gonna do make it glow. So give me 3 more weeks, we gonna be glowing. You know what I'm saying? Come over here to Matthew chapter 16, though, about verse 16. Let me show you how that's Peter. Because they were building the sanctuary, right? That's what these 2 men, this man from Judah and this man from the tribe of Dan, would come to do, right? Would build the house, right? He put all wisdom and understanding in there to do it. Now when I said, who remember the other place we found Peter at? We just looked at it not too long ago. Who remember the other place we found a prophecy about Peter being over the house? Anybody remember?
Feed my sheep.
1 Kings chapter 4. When he said when Solomon had set the 12 princes and one of them was over the household. That was Peter right there. So now we got a representation of why when we read this Matthew 16, why he told them this. You see what I'm talking about understanding? Now we can understand why did he say what he about to say right here in Matthew 16 and 13. And when Yahshua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked of his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, others Jeremiah, one of the prophets. He said unto them, but whom say ye that I am? Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Yahshua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. Who put that spirit of wisdom and understanding in that man from the tribe of Dan to build the house? God did. Makes a lot more sense now when you look at it, don't it? Then he say, and I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my house, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So now we sitting back and we got law and prophets to back up this statement, what he told this man, that you would be the person I build my house with. That means that Peter would have to have the skill and the ability to know how to build it. That means he would have to feed him with the word to teach him how to do it then. Ain't that something? Now we see this man with these 7 spirits. Now I'm going to ask y'all a question. Going all the way back to Leviticus, because we already dealt with, because I wasn't going to go in great detail about how those filthy rags been made clean. You get them made clean by the Messiah, because they say who can bring an unclean thing out of a clean? No, not one. Well, we know the Messiah became a man and brought cleanliness out of something that was deemed to be unclean. He actually cleansed the flesh where we could be in the flesh and be clean, which goes back to what we read in Leviticus 26 about, I set my tabernacle in the midst of them and walk amongst them. I'll be their God. They'll be my people. But there's one more thing we got to look at before we proceed. Go back to Leviticus 26. I guess I try to fit a little bit in there about loving your enemies. I just don't think we'll get there today. But guess what? We got an extra day because we got Tuesday for new moon. So, man. Just go ahead. I didn't want y'all to see this. Leviticus 26. And about verse 13 again. When he say, I'm Yah your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that you should not be their bondmen. I've broken the bands of your yoke and made you go upright. Now when we sit back looking at how you done put on this righteousness and not these filthy rags, how did he go about that you were brought out of the land of Egypt, that you shouldn't be slaves, and he broke the bands of your yoke? How did that go about? Because you know we were in Egypt and we were slaves, right? And how did we come out of Egypt? What got us out of Egypt? Huh? What got us out of Egypt? Wasn't no plague. It was a plague, not all of them. What got us out of Egypt? What got us out of Egypt? What caused the death of the firstborn? What got us out of Egypt?
Spirit.
Did we not? We had to take a lamb, and you had to kill it, and you had to take the blood, and you had. that lamb is what freed you from that bondage. You know what I'm saying? That you wouldn't be these people bondmen anymore. So that lamb is what made you free. And then we were supposed to be coming out of that bondage into the land to actually be blameless before God. That was the purpose. It was actually showing you something else. The actual story of our ancestors being freed from a physical slavery, coming out of that, was actually showing you how we would be freed from sin and what the Son would come to do. You understand what I'm telling you? This is what a man would come to do. But let's look and see if this is what he would come to do. Let's sit back and look in John chapter 8 and about verse 30. You know everybody's favorite verse? You know Israelites love to say this verse right here, right? John chapter 8 and verse 30. And as many as spake these words, and as he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Yahshua to those Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Now, I'm going to ask y'all a question. What is the truth?
The law.
Say the law is the truth, right? Psalms 119 and 142. So if the law is the truth, what did John 1:14 say about the law? See if anybody know it without going to actually go look at it.
The law came in the flesh.
The law came in the flesh. So he just told you, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So you shall know the law, and the law shall make you free. You shall know the law was made flesh, and that will make you free. And how, if the law was made flesh, did he tell us in John chapter 6, my flesh is meat indeed. He that eat my flesh and drink my blood, I'll dwell in him, and he'll dwell in me, which goes right back to Leviticus 26, but I will abide in you. I'll set my tabernacle in the midst of you, and my tabernacle being in the midst of you would set you free because you would be broken from that yoke. Let's read on down here. And they answered him and said, we be Abraham's seed, we were never in bondage to any man. How say thou, you shall be made free? Yahshua answered them, truly, truly, I say unto you, whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. So even though none of our ancestors actually committed sin in Egypt, us being in Egypt was representative of we were in sin. Why you think you read the book of Joshua 24th chapter? He keep telling the people, that stuff you did on the other side of the flood, leave it over there. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said if you learned of the Messiah and you heard of him, you would put off the deeds of the old man. You see what that is? You would put off the bondage and the yoke. You would leave that behind where you came from. Just like when he told us to leave to Egypt. You know what he told us about Egypt? Don't go back that way no more. Don't go back that way no more. He said if you go back that way, I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to kill you. You notice all our ancestors, when they were in the wilderness, all they was looking at is we had this in Egypt. We had that in Egypt. That's why Paul say, look into those things which are in front and not behind. Because that's what they were looking at. They didn't realize you were coming out of sin. You wasn't looking at the land that he had prepared for you, what you were finna enter. You was looking back at what you had in the past. You were looking back at what you used to do in the past. That go right back to the law. Where you think he got it from? Because that's not what our ancestors were doing, right? They were looking back. You know who else wasn't looking forward and looked back? Lot's wife. And what happened to her? Burn up. I'm going to sit back. We were talking about this morning. Y'all realize something, man? You going to burn forever with worms. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize that. They don't sit back and think about that. You're going to perish forever with worms. Ask yourself something. The average dude who be out here preaching, they can't tell you, Paul say, look at those things that are front and behind. And they'll tell you Paul a false prophet. But he was speaking what the law was, because when we go look in the law, we can see that. That when they came out of Egypt, they were looking behind. We had cucumbers, leeks, and melon. You brought us out here to die. We had plenty of water around there. Remember when we did this in Egypt? You didn't count that stuff as dung. So you can't see what's in front of you because you're steady looking back here at what you had. That's why I say don't love the world, know the things in the world, because the world perished. They loved the things in Egypt. He said the world passed away. What happened to Egypt? He smashed it. Now all it is you got some stories about some fangs. And you got a whole bunch of grown men talking about some hotep. and that we ought to identify with a culture of thanks. And you know if the God's game, then the people game. Do y'all know that other than Islam ain't doing nothing but piggybacking off of this? Do you know that there is no other so-called religion in the world that's against homosexuality other than this man's word? The rest of them stamp it. All of them stamp it. That's why they have such a problem with it. See, they don't have a problem with Islam other than it's some niggas who got some color in their skin that got a little world influence, and we white people don't like it because it's a threat to white supremacy. They got a problem with this because it condemns behavior that they love to participate in. If you actually do their history, me and Fat Boy done talked about it plenty of times. I've never understood white people's fascination with having sex with other men. When you look in their history, all their cultures is consistent. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about, I learned that before I even started dealing with the word. This is consistent behavior in your culture. These men say that they would physically have a wrestling match with a man, and then whoever would win, he would have sex with the man to show that he was more physically dominant. So you got to show yourself to be more physically superior by penetrating this man's freshness in. This is what you got to do. That's sick. You know what I'm saying? But then we look at Egyptians, because a lot of black folks don't want to talk about it. They love to say the Egyptians black till it comes to the gay stuff. You know what I'm saying?
African black, they do gay stuff.
Yeah, a lot of them do gay stuff. But I'm talking about the Egyptians, though, it was on their hieroglyphs. You know what I'm saying? These people were a phallic, but pretty much every so-called society in the world, except for Jews, worship vaginas and penises. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much all of them worship vaginas and penises. Every time you go to D.C., it's a big old penis there. You know what I'm saying? A bull penis at that. That's what they do.
Right up in the air.
Right up in the air.
Right. Ready for it.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact of, but in all major epicenter cities in the world, they got them there. D.C., France, London, they got them there. Because they worship reproductive cycles. That goes back to, like Paul said, look at Romans chapter 1, what I'm talking about. Because what do penises and vaginas have the power to do? Recreate. So when we look at Romans chapter 1, verse 23, 22, 21 even better. Because that they, when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination. Their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into the image made like a corruptible man, into birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. So they actually want to make God a penis. Yeah, we know Islam worship a vagina. Every time you see them people with a wreath on their front door during Christmas time, that's a vagina. And I actually seen the Roman god of wreaths, but I forgot his name. You know what I'm saying? Kira texted me the other day about what about Calypso. Like I told you, that's a Greek god, because she be playing them video games. Man, you got to be careful, man. Them people put all them Roman gods. Man, a lot of them video games, they throw all them Roman gods in them. They throw all them Greek gods in them. Because like this here, hold on. Jeremiah chapter 2. Y'all must have been playing them games. Look like an old role-playing game type thing.
Nah.
Yeah, they heard about you.
Jeremiah 2 and 11.
Yeah, I heard about you. When you wore bad nursery suit and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
She did what?
When you cuffed down to a 10 and whatnot. Yeah, I heard about you.
Oh, and the word part here, you wasn't thinking about it till you read the book.
No.
Oh, so you been thinking about it. So which one is it?
Yeah,
Now you want to get up and leave. Get mad at us because you into that freaky stuff. Don't bring that stuff to my house. Leave that stuff outside the front door. Bring some handcuffs in there. You better be working for the police department. 2 and 11. 2 and 11. Don't play them type of games. Feel just like Buddy. No more locked doors.
No
Who
more
you finna put them on?
What? No cuffs, man.
Have a nation changed their gods, which are not yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. Them people have never changed their gods. They haven't done it. You want to get down? Come on. They never done it. You think the Asians start worshiping Buddha? You think the Indians start worshiping Krishna? You think these white folks start worshiping Vulcan and Thor? And Nike? And Achilles? And Zeus? And Aphrodite? Huh? Niggas go to, you got Hebrews go to Starbucks every day, know that's a Greek god up there, and still go copy it and ride around with it in their car. With their Nikes on their feet. And we had a nerve to pull up on a Christian. See, look at these Christians, man. They be breaking the Sabbath, wearing their idol crosses. Nigga got a t-shirt say Nike, biggest day across the front. With his Starbucks cup in his hand. Talking about death to Esau, I hate the white man. Them niggas crazy. The part is, them niggas kill me, they say all that and go clock on the white man job and be like, what you say, sir? I shall mop the floor immediately, sir. Would you like for me to do it with my tongue, sir?
Shucking and jiving.
Shucking and jiving. I'm mopping. And in here, I hate Esau.
I like the mop. I like the mop.
I hate Esau. It was a stupid nigga down here one time. He and him in Plaza. He talking about Esau, Esau, Esau. And the police, JSO looking at him like this here. You can tell that they hear him, but they can't mess with him because they waiting for something. And as soon as he say, F the police, say, come on, nigga, you going to jail. Oh, they persecuted me. I said, you stupid bastard, they ought to kick you in your face. I actually ran across that man who was in that video at least 3-4 times. Fat boy, that was that same nigga we ran across. Nigga's an idiot. That's what he was doing. He was literally in the video, Esau, Esau. And you can see the police like, I hate this old stupid nigga. I can't mess with him right now though. But when he said F the police. What? Who? Ka. Oh, this ain't right. Stupid nigga, I hope a nigga rape you when you get down. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Yeah, I say I hope a nigga split your butthole wide open. Reason why I say that is because when you go out there looking for trouble, you ain't no criminal.
Right.
Now you around here playing games. Now you don't went on there in the misdemeanor. Let them people be stuffed and puffed and they got to throw you up there on the 5th floor with the real killers. With them boys who went there for something real. You know what I'm talking about? Because hey, it don't happen a lot, but them niggas in the county be taking booty. Or they gonna beat you up once. And they going down. And now your butthole been split open because you want to call the police Esau. Now you ain't gonna come back out and they say, bro, why you walking like that? I don't want to talk about it. You alright? I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, he ain't gonna say Esau did it. Esau, and then he gonna be like, man, Esau ain't saved me from that big black man. He let that man get, I was hitting the button. I say, Esau saved me. He say, save yourself, nigga, you a gangster. That stuff is disgusting. I'm telling y'all this right now, man. Even though y'all know this, I know we got 2. That's Tamara and that's Tony. Y'all ain't got no business around here talking bad about no race of people. We just read last night, you ain't supposed to have no hatred in your heart. You can't walk, man, look here, man. We don't hate nobody. Do I like the United States of America? Absolutely not. I hate America. When I say I hate America, am I talking about a people or a country and the ideals and the things that it promotes? I hate the entity of this place and the hypocrisy and the oppression and the killing that they stand for. You know what I'm saying? The people, hey, that's on you. I might not like you. I mean, like I said, I don't like your ways. I don't have a problem with you. Some people just got bad. Some people might fundamentally be all right people. They just got some nasty ways. You know what I'm saying? And then, hey, we learn from you. Nigga got some bad ways, I just don't mess with you. Because I was telling last night, that one time my homeboy came and said, yeah, man, he was smoking then. I already know. You on some other tight time. Yeah, bro, I got to serve for $100. I know what to do. I give you these 5 rocks, you'll never come back now. I told the fat boy, I got it straight from the Brontail. Remember when his son, he told him that there, got off cheap. I never forgot when that one there. Man, you can actually pay a nigga to leave you alone. You know what I'm saying? When he broke, I said, that made perfect sense. A nigga you don't really want to deal with always wants something like this here. If I give it to him, he ain't gonna pay, he ain't gonna never come back. Now if he come back, now you know you got you a real live nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then you just gotta keep your pockets closed and get that nigga. Now that nigga owed me and came back and asked for some more.
You gonna hang around the pocket watch to see if I got it.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy though. And all of us know the nigga who would like that. Nigga borrowed something from you, came back, ain't paid you back, asked for some more. And when you told him no, but I seen you had a couple $100 earlier. You seen that? How did you see that? Nigga said I was watching. We had homeboys that pocket watch. Nigga around here counting your serve. Nigga say count your serve, they don't count mine. You know what I'm saying? And then the worst part is niggas don't never sit back and think, do niggas got bills, stuff to take care of. Niggas just see you got money, so you got to have it. You know what I'm saying? I might have to re-up, nigga. Shoot, nigga, you don't know my mama might need a kidney transplant, nigga. I might have to pay for that.
No, you got it.
You like this here? Oh, you got it, bro. I remember that nigga, Lil E told me that nigga say all that money you got selling dope. I said, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't even know you. We was on the Hess, man, on Atlantic Art Museum. I said, I don't know you, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. That's literally what that nigga told me. All that money you making selling dope, I don't make no money selling dope, brother. I go to college.
Hey.
Straight up.
Why you like, well, you might go forward?
But he was like that, man. He was just like the dude in Casino, man. Nigga just like this here when he say, man, the nigga, they put the bug in the deli, and he was always talking, and he would tell stuff without even realizing he would tell it. That was Lil E. He would do it, don't even realize he doing it. Just talk too much. Some of y'all like that, talk too much. Reveal too much about yourself. And people use it against you and come at you because you don't know how to keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Can't be like that. Come on back over here to we looked at him about breaking the bonds. Come to Romans chapter 7. So we got to get ready to get out of here. I have to say that other part.
All right, now, little Mike. All right, little Mike.
You might say he's feeling himself.
Yes, sir.
Romans chapter 7. Let me get around here about verse 17. He said, now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwell in me. We still got to go to John chapter 8, back to John chapter 8. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwell no good thing, for to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but the sin that dwell in me. Hey, how you doing? He says, I find the law. When I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. But I see another law of my members warring against the law of my mind, bringing me into captivity of the law of my sin, which is in my members. Right, that's what we're going to do. When I finish this part, we're going to stop it and start again. I'm going to do the other part. I got a little time. You cool with that? All right. Now I'm going to ask y'all a question. He said this is going to bring me back into the captivity of the law, which is in my members. Didn't we just sit back and look at how he said he came to break the bonds, right? Right, we just looked at how he said he came to break the bonds, right? And cause you to leave up out of Egypt to cause you to walk upright. So if he's sitting here talking about I'm in the captivity of my members, then we talking about sin then, ain't we? How much time?
158.
Okay, we good. Y'all see how that rolled now? Remember we just read, he said we are Abraham's seed. We ain't been in bondage to nobody. He said whoever commits sin, they the servant of sin. Oh, you been in bondage, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You been in bondage. We looking at Leviticus 26, he said, I came to free you from that. And to break the bonds, right? Now I'm gonna ask y'all a question in a minute. Hold on. He says, O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank God through Yahshua HaMashiach our Lord. So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin. Now he just said, who gonna deliver me from the body of this death? When we were in Egypt, we were dead. Who delivered us from Egypt? Moses didn't do it.
The lamb.
The lamb did it. Moses the one let us out. The lamb did it. After you sacrificed the lamb, that's when we left. And what was the lamb? Without spot, without blemish, firstborn of the sheep. And what was Yahshua? Firstborn sheep. Remember now, because he said, how am I going to bring a clean thing out of unclean? You know what I'm talking about? The man did it because he died. He had no sin on him. That's what brought you up out of there. You know what I'm talking about? All that stuff in Egypt would point to him. It was real people actually acting out something that was coming later to act.